Hi everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. For this week I'm using this absolutely gorgeous kit from Harriet Wright Designs. I used to mostly use kits from her shop when I got into the whole more decorative planning in the last couple of years, and she's a UK based shop. She's reasonably priced. Postage is obviously a heck of a lot cheaper. There's no customs or anything like that when you're purchasing from a UK store. So I used to use her shop all of the time. The format of her kits, sorry, just getting straight into it, doesn't really work for me anymore. So I love the love the full boxes. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The paper quality is brilliant, and it's always good quality, always, every single time. But the shapes and sizes of the boxes on the sheet with all of the different size boxes just doesn't sing to me anymore. They're all pretty standard shapes. They're all a bit boxy. And I just, I don't know. I feel like if I were to just solely use those, the whole thing would look a bit square. So thankfully, I had the Panda Bird Designs and Gathered Plans release. And I used that so much throughout this spread. It matched perfectly. So you can see there I'm using one of the half scallop layered stickers to mark the month. And then I just brought them in throughout the week, all very closely matched in colour, and it just works really well. So I love how the spread came out. I think the colours in the kit are gorgeous. It's like that perfect dusty pink that I just love. I absolutely love it. I think the clip art is gorgeous. I haven't seen anything like this anywhere else. It's very soft, and it feels very stylish in a way. So I'm really happy that I bought this kit, but I'm glad that I had other boxes I could pull in because the format of the kit just doesn't work for me anymore. That doesn't mean I won't shop from there anymore, because I do love her kits. She does produce some absolutely beautiful kits, and she does great foiled icons and all that jazz. But yeah, just to be aware, when other shops are kind of doing square boxes and fancy shaped boxes and all this stuff, it's still very much the rectangles, the half boxes, the quarter boxes, all that kind of stuff. So just, and the labels. So just to be aware of that. So in the sidebar, I did something a little different this week. I just wanted to mix it up. And I wanted to use all of the boxes because I thought all of the full boxes were absolutely gorgeous. So I made like a makeshift little checklist that I didn't think I was going to use, but I did use later in the week. And then, I didn't do any of the makeshift headers this time with any dividers. I thought it looked perfectly nice as it was. I don't think I actually have any favourite boxes. I think they're all gorgeous. I'm just looking at each one. I was going to say I think my favourite box is on Thursday, but actually I think it's on Monday, but actually I think it's on Wednesday, but actually I think it's on Saturdays. I really like all of the boxes in this kit. So this week was a very, very busy week, and I did mention in my last plan with me that I have been putting in a lot of legwork to try and figure out what on earth I want to do as a career. I've really struggled to settle on something, it's been a long old process, but I've sat in the job that I've sat in. I had to take a step back last year. I think I've talked about it in previous plan with me's, but I had basically a breakdown in the middle of last year. Took a step back from the job that I was doing. I absolutely hated it, and I moved into an administrative position. But unfortunately, they have recently changed the job quite a lot, and I can feel that it's moving in a direction that I need to not be moving in. So it's kind of pushed me. I've sat in this job for maybe 5 months, and it's been great whilst I've needed it. And now I'm in a position to be able to move forward with other stuff. So yeah, this week was quite a lot of job hunting and researching and all of that stuff. On the Monday, what I was marking there, I had a recall training session with Wendy, which was really good fun, and she did a lot of good stuff. And then I was in meetings all afternoon with various different managers, going through how I was feeling at work and all of that stuff, and just sort of explaining where my head was at. And then on the Tuesday, I had a follow-up meeting with one of my managers and another member of staff to kind of talk through my options around flexible working and all that sort of stuff. It just seems really unnecessarily complicated. I'm one of those people that thinks treating everyone fairly does not mean treating everyone the same. So just because that works for you doesn't mean it's going to work for me, so on and so forth. So it's sort of frustrating that in an office environment you're tied to this, well, you know, everyone's got to think that your request is okay type of thing, because yeah, I wouldn't care if someone else had asked to work different hours. So yeah, so it just seems really unnecessarily complicated, but that's what's going on at my current job anyway. So yeah, a lot of intense job research after work in my evenings for this week. Then on Wednesday, Wendy had her final vaccine from her, I think she had to have 3 over the course of the 3 months. So she's all good now. I took her for a walk in the field next to the vet, and she absolutely loved it. And then I had a bath, and then one of my close friends from work popped in to come and say hi. So sorry, just to circle back to the wet stuff. So I have decided that I'm going to pursue a career in human resources. Lots of people have told me that that is something that I should be considering. They think that I'd be very well suited to it. I think it was on Wednesday of this week. I haven't marked it for some reason, but I had a very long talk with the head of HR at the company that I work with, and he gave me all of this advice and talked me through everything, and it was so helpful. And he told me a course that I should be doing if I want to move forward. So I've signed up to do that, and it's just the right time. If I'd have been having these conversations 6 months ago, it would not have been the right time. I would not have been able to apply myself to any studies. So, you know, everything's supposed to work out a certain way. There is well, that's what I believe anyway. There's a reason that certain paths are blocked at certain times. And this, you know, I'm in a much better place to be able to do these things now. So I'm very excited. You'll see me mark on Friday that I signed up and enrolled to that course. It doesn't start until March. But yeah, I'm very excited for finally knowing what I'm going to be doing for my career and having made that choice. I need a clear path, and this has a clear path. So yeah, sorry if all of that was really boring, but that's where everything is at. And that's, last week was just absolutely mental. So on Thursday I popped out and got a Subway for lunch, and then we started to watch the new season of Disenchantment. And then I made the mistake of making popcorn in the evening. Turns out Wendy loves the smell and sound of popcorn, and that was a whole new discovery for us, and it took us about an hour to get her anywhere near calm after I'd made the popcorn, and I certainly wasn't going to be able to eat it around her. So now I know for next time, and if any of you have a dog or are getting a dog, don't pop popcorn when you're in the same room as them. So then on Friday, my dad tested positive for COVID. So now that's all of my family that have had it. I still haven't had it yet. My husband still hasn't had it yet. But that's now my family have all had it. Our team meetings have moved Friday, so I just marked that. I caught up on The Apprentice, and then I've marked that I enrolled on that course. On Saturday and Sunday, it was throwing it down with rain, and I love rain. I love rainy days. Autumn, somewhat winter, although it's a little bit cold, but autumn, winter, and the start of spring are my favourite seasons. I love the rain. I love the cosy feeling. I love going for walks in the rain. I just love it. So on Saturday, I had a bath in the morning, and it was delightful. I had a bit of quiet time to myself. Then Lewis's parents came to visit, and we took them to one of our favourite restaurants called Seven Lucky Gods. And then we went on a relatively short walk because they weren't prepared to walk in the rain being as heavy as it was. And then I had a shift in the evening, and this was the first time my husband had been left alone with the dog since the first time that was an absolute disaster, and he said it went really well and she was really well behaved, so that was a huge relief. And then on Sunday I just marked that it was still ridiculously heavy rain, and then I went on a much longer walk with one of my close friends from work, her other half and her mum, and that was lush. That was the first time I took Wendy off the lead, and she loved every single second of it. She could not get enough, and she got really tired and she did sleep for a while after. Then we went to the cinema, we went to see Uncharted. I would not recommend it. It is very generic. I know that my husband apparently used to play the game or something, and he just didn't like who they'd chosen for any of the characters anyway, but I've never played the game, so I wouldn't know. I just thought it was a bit boring and there wasn't really anything to it, and it was long too. And then we just had a chilled evening and didn't really force ourselves to do much. We went to bed quite early actually, and I watched Halloween 3 and 4 because they've been on my list for ages, and I'm working on Halloween 5 at the moment. So that's how the spread came out. I absolutely love it. I love the colours, and I love all the Panda Bird design boxes. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.